Hello, welcome to the Eagle 6 Airsoft video. We're going to be testing this Tokyo Marine MK46. So this one came in for repairs, and the repair was a broken Mosfet. So we've basically investigated that, and we couldn't get a resolution on an intermittent feeding issue that was happening. Basically, it seems to be an incorrect sensor on the magazine detection switch, as opposed to something fundamentally wrong with the power switch or anything. But unfortunately, when we tested the actual switch to see if that was faulty, that was actually turning out to be fine. So basically it opened and closed correctly. So yeah, so we're obviously stuck with this problem where obviously, you know, you're then facing obviously potential labor hours, or we are anyway, you know, for trying to diagnose why this MOSFET has this intermittent, which could be IC related, you know, part of the actual microchip that's on there, you know, so part of the fundamental coding could be now wrong, or there could be corrosion on one of the contacts on there, you know, creating an issue with that, and all of these potentials, ifs and maybes. And obviously, well, you know, you do have to sort of factor this into service and repair a little bit, where obviously in a perfect world there would be a brand new MOSFET in the box at a low price that we can just pick up and install and put into the customer's gun, and then obviously the customer's gun's now working again with a brand new part. Obviously we don't live in that world, unfortunately, with the TM guns, or you know, and unfortunately we have to unfortunately tech and figure out ways to do it. So on this particular one, we've obviously done a bypass of it with a gate PICOSSR. So it's like heart bypass. We've just, you know, pretty much gone around it, you know, so to avoid it. So unfortunately, like I say, the detection on here won't work anymore. The magazine detection won't work. It just works like a normal AEG, where obviously you know, you wind the high cap, the box mag, it fires. You wind it some more, it fires some more. Obviously when it goes to empty, it will keep on firing. You know, we remember, even if we can and could get obviously the TM to give us one of those MOSFETs, you know, they're going to charge an absolute fortune for it, in the realms of like £200–400, you know, so it's a lot of money, you know. And then obviously if you are able to find somebody electronically inclined, you know, to be able to sit and diagnose the ins and outs of that MOSFET board, you know, for hours and hours and hours on end, then obviously you're still going to be paying hundreds of pounds in obviously labor hours, you know, for that. So and we can't do that just obviously as a gun tech thing, and we've part of the reason why we generally don't accept second-hand work in anymore, you know. So just because it sometimes can be so problematic to sit and fault find and not cost effective, that it ends up actually not being worth it, you know, to just keep on accepting second-hand working, at least with obviously the new guns, you know, roughly where you stand. So but in this instance, like I say, we've bypassed it, and we also fit a Warhead motor. We was out of stock of the 35k, so we've gone for the 45 just to sort of see what happens, and the customer's agreed that he's happy with the rate of fire. So we're now basically, like I say, if we can't make it break right here, we have to pass it back into the world, you know, for obviously a long-term extended testing. So hopefully it lasts forever, an incredibly amount of long time. Obviously if it doesn't, that we're obviously working with companies and stuff to try and get the parts that we need to service these long-term produced, like obviously gears and anti-reverse latches, pistons, that sort of thing. But at the moment, like I say, we've fixed it and got it going, and that's the main thing, you know. So because obviously before it wasn't working, so which is definitely further forward. But let me just connect the mag on it here and test it. go, we're all out. So yeah, hopefully that's all good. Like I say, it's granted, this is I'm not really sure on how freshly charged it is. Just bear in mind that obviously if you were to put things like obviously 11 volts on there, it could go astonishingly quick. So obviously we recommend not doing that. But yeah, I think obviously the biggest issues with these is because in the grand scheme of things, it's only, even on, like I say, a fully charged 7.4, it's still only sort of peaking around 13 rounds a second on this motor, but it sounds so much healthier, you know, when obviously it's sort of chugging away at 12 and 13 rounds a second on one of these. So obviously we'd like in the future to sort of default to 45k, but you know, obviously it's we're going to have to see what sort of the long term comes in like before we obviously make that decision to switch everybody over. But just bear in mind, anybody watching, that is something that people can request if they want to. If you like the look of the video and think obviously the rectifier is good, then obviously yeah, let us know and we'll try and install it. But otherwise, like I say, FPS wise, it's 268 on 2.8s. Which is 0.98 joules. So on 2.8s and 3s, it's under the limit. Obviously, if you put some 2s in there or something, some kind of ammo that you probably wouldn't game with, then it might be over. But obviously, don't put 2s in it. So simple as that. So yeah, hopefully everything's all right and it's all good test results. And hopefully we can get this back to you so you can get gaming with it again. Okay, thank you.